Well, if you're outsourcing recruitment to an agency, one of the first things that I would recommend is that you have a very strict and full brief to that agency, that you design the role profile with the KPIs or the key areas of responsibility, and that you design the person spec together with the behavioural profile that you are looking for, and that you do the telephone screening or get the agency to do the telephone screening to encourage the filtering process. If in doubt at this stage, from telephone screening, we would always recommend that you bring them in. If in doubt, when you bring them in, you chuck them out. If you are doing recruitment yourself, then we would highly recommend that you don't just leave it to your HR team or your training team, but that you involve your line manager or your team leaders, and that you do telephone interviews, particularly if the role involves being on the telephone all day. Do they send their personality down the phone? Do they sound engaged and engaging? That old adage of recruit for will and train for skill has never been more true than it is within the customer service environment via the telephone. And when interviewing, use the competency-based questioning technique to test behaviours as well as testing for skills. Tell me about a time when you've needed to demonstrate patience, or you've needed to act like a real team player and yet you've recognised that others aren't pulling their weight. Get them to demonstrate their behaviour in both the work and a personal setting. And how do you retain them? Well, you value your staff, you respect them, you communicate openly and honestly with them, you involve them in important decisions that impact them, you make sure that you're clear about what's expected from them, you recognise good work, good behaviour, good results, and you treat them as they would wish to be treated.